Now, as you all know, on Saturday it was Polish Independence Day. And in honour of that, I'm going to read you a list of my 5 favourite phrases from Poland. As always, in translation, because my spoken language skills need some polishing. Polishing, perhaps. So, 5 expressions translated from Polish. Here we go. Number 5, a Polish version of "What's that got to do with the price of fish?" used, of course, when describing 2 unrelated things, is "What has gingerbread to do with a windmill?" Number 4, in Poland you wouldn't describe a very happy man as grinning like a Cheshire cat, but would instead say he's smiling like an idiot to his cheese. Number 3, in Poland the placeholder name for an average or typical man is not Joe Bloggs, but the much more fun, if also more difficult to say, for me anyway, Statistical Kowalski. I managed it. And I should quickly share with you some other Joe Bloggs equivalents from around the world. In Slovakia they have Joe Little Carrot. In China, Wang number 5. In Sweden, Average Svensson. And in Germany, Otto Normal Consumer. Number 2, a Polish phrase that can be directed at a chatterbox is "you talk like you've been hired." And number 1, a Polish way of saying that life is hard or unfair is "life is not a fairy tale, it doesn't stroke your balls." I know that you're all now wondering if there are more equivalent phrases to "life is hard" from other languages. Well, it's your lucky night, because I just happen to have a list of 5 more of them written down right here, which I'll now generously share with you. Number 5, a German way of saying life is hard is "life is not a pony farm." And I'll just add that another similar phrase in German is "life is not honey licking." And that's sometimes combined with the "life is not a pony farm" expression to get "life is not pony licking." Don't ever let anyone tell you that Germans don't have a sense of humour. Number 4, a Flemish way of saying life isn't a bed of roses is "life is not an ice cream van." Number 3, in Danish you could say "life is not only layered cake." Number 2, in Russian you might say "life is not a field to cross." I love that the Russian idea of a fantasy luxury life is crossing a field. And number 1, a Finnish way of saying life that can be cruel or unjust is "the gummy bears are not always evenly divided." So true, Finland. So true. Right, let's get on with the night. I'll just quickly run through the schedule. In the first half we'll have readings from our wonderful writers Hazel Atkinson, Freya Cook and Elaine Gregerson. We'll then have a short break, and in that time you all have time to enter the writing competition and or put your names in the hat for the open mic slots. The writing competition this month is to come up with a pun, ideally terrible, about someone that you once dated. They don't have to be real. I'll give you a few quick examples now and a few just before the break, just to give you the gist. Here's the first list. Number 3, I once dated a matador, but there were too many red flags. I told you terrible was better. Number 2, I once dated a fellow historian, but there was no future in it. Number 1, I once dated a cocky lion tamer, but in the end, he was consumed by his own pride. So, hopefully you'll come up with your own better ones in the break. After the break, we'll do the draw for the open mic slots, which are 6 minutes maximum. And then finally, I'll announce the top 5 of your dating phrases, with the winner getting a big pile of bucks, including this one of mine, "The wheel is spinning but the hamster is dead, a journey around the world in idioms, proverbs and general nonsense," to give you the full title. If you don't win, please don't worry, it is still available in all good bookshops. Some might say it even makes a perfect Christmas present. Okay, enough shameless self-promotion for me. Let's get to the reading.